Hey, I'm Alex Radcliffe from Board Game Co., and this is Where Are They Now for October of 2025. Also, the last Where Are They Now was for June. I kind of just forgot about this series and stopped putting it in my calendar, which means I'm missing July, August, and September. I may do a recap video because I don't know what happened there. Really, honestly, just the way I do my videos every month is I just copy over the regular videos from each month to my schedule for the next month, which means I missed it once and then proceeded to forget that it existed for 3 months. So here we are. We're catching up. Well, we're not catching up today. Today we're just doing October. But we might do a catch-up video at some point to catch up for the 3 months that I missed. But let's talk about Where Are They Now? Where Are They Now is this series where I take a look at the games I played for the first time a year ago and the games I played for the first time 5 years ago and see how they've held up over time. I divide them up into 4 categories. The games that I never loved that much to begin with. Doesn't mean they're bad, but they never made me even think that I liked them particularly. Then the games that I liked, then the games that I kept, but then they left over time. Because the games that I liked but didn't keep didn't necessarily, well, the games that I like, I didn't necessarily keep them. So it's the games I didn't care for enough, the games I liked but I didn't keep, the games that I kept and then left over time, and then the games that I kept that are still here. And so we're going to start with 2024. We are looking at the games I played for the first time in October of 2024, starting off with the didn't like category. We have Yomi 2nd Edition, which I just didn't particularly care for. It's a game I always was intrigued by ever since the very first edition, so when the 2nd edition came out, I gave it a shot. It's not a bad game, it's rock, paper, scissors for the most part. I'm sure it gets a lot better if you play it with on a regular basis with the regular people, but for me, it was not the kind of game that I would get more than rock, paper, scissors out of. There's also Intarsia. Intarsia I debated putting in the light category because I do kind of like it. It's tricky, but I think ultimately Intarsia didn't inspire me to keep it. That would be the biggest thing. I was never inspired to keep Intarsia by any, the light category is usually I liked it, but I decided not to keep it. Intarsia I was never even inspired to keep it. It was fine. It was fine. There's so many better games. It looked beautiful on the table, but it never really inspired as far as the gameplay. And then there is Star Trek Lower Decks Buffer Time. Star Trek's Lower Deck Buffer Time is a small little game we got a little interruption over here. Star Trek Lower Deck Buffer Time is a small little card game that I really didn't enjoy, unfortunately, and moved on from pretty quickly. Then in the category of the games that I like, we have a few over here. We had Ozob. Ozob is one that I'm intrigued by, and Ozob is still one that I am uncertain if I may or may not keep it. We shall see. The tricky part with Ozob is, in large parts of the gameplay are similar to games I already have. Games like Massive Darkness, Who Let Me Die, Zombicide, all of that. And so there's a lot of overlap with another big box miniature kind of situation. On the other hand, I really like the push your luck mechanics in the game. So I both really enjoyed Ozob, but also it's fitting into a category where I have a lot of games. I still don't know if I'm going to keep it. I do genuinely really like it. It just has so much overlap with the types of games I already have. So we'll see what happens with Ozob. For right now, I'm undecided. Then there's Dinogenics. Dinogenics I enjoyed. I actually played it since then. I tried it on BGA when it came out there as well. But Dinogenics is a worker placement dinosaur management game. I enjoyed it. I just wasn't particularly in love with it. I found most of those types of games I have not yet loved. And then we have Draconis 8. Draconis 8 I also really enjoyed. Small little card game. Also an app. A fast-paced kind of game. It's just, I think there's so many games. That's the tricky part. There's so many games. Draconis 8 is still one that I might pull out the app and play here and there. It's pretty solid as far as the placement, the rotation, trying to make sure you win. It's a fun game. It's a good game. I just think I'm not inspired by it, but I do genuinely enjoy it. Then we have the category of games that kept and then left. We have Avatar: The Last Airbender, Aangs Journey. This one's a bit of a cheating one because Avatar, it's tricky because, well, I have another one coming a little later. We'll talk about that. That goes into that weird, well, in a second it has. Well, let's talk about it. So we have Avatar: The Last Airbender, Aangs Journey, which I put in the category of kept and then left because it's a series of games. You play through it. You can replay it again, but we played through it and now we got rid of it. We don't need to keep it. My kids enjoyed it. I think we like the Harry Potter one more. And then immediately in the category of games that I kept, I'm going to put Ministry of Lost Things, Episode 1. Technically, I didn't actually keep this one because it's a game you play once, then you move on from. The difference between Avatar and Ministry of Lost Things is Avatar I played specifically to finish and then move on from, versus Ministry of Lost Things, I don't think there was ever really a question of me, Ministry of Lost Things is the kind of game that because you finish it, you can't keep playing. So one was a game I was trying to pass through, the other is a game you have to pass through, if that makes sense. That's why they're in slightly different categories as far as how they operate. Like Ministry of Lost Things Episode 2, I will be going straight back to, versus Avatar, I think I'll be going, back to Harry Potter. Then from there we have Caper Europe, and then the more games in the category of games that I kept. We have Caper Europe, that one's over here. I played Caper a long time ago. I thought it was pretty good, but didn't fall in love with it. I played Caper Europe and thought it was a better version of it. I still don't know if it's a forever game, but it's lasted this long so far because it's a very solid 2-player drafting game. Lots of interesting decision space, lots of variability with the card sets. Overall, a very solid game from Keymaster Games that I really enjoy. Then there's Storyfold Wildwoods. This is one that I don't imagine I'll be keeping forever. I imagine I'll be playing through it and then moving on from. We shall see. But this is a short, accessible, solo adventure, very accessible as far as the length and the engagement, very easy to dive into. It's still in shrink because I played the prototype and now it's showed up. I haven't opened this one yet, but I do want to do so shortly because it's a fun game. It's a fun game. I hope to play through this one. Then lastly, we have Agent Avenue. Agent Avenue from Nerd Lab. They actually just came out with an expansion for this one. This is a fascinating bluffing game. It's a mind game with your opponent. Very much enjoy it. Very quick, very easy to play. I'm curious what the expansion adds. Which brings us to 2020. Going back 5 years, how did October of 2020 do? In the category of games that I did not like, we have Aeon, Trespass, Odyssey. I think it's a very ambitious game. I think a lot of people enjoy it. For me, it was too much in terms of I didn't care enough to get into it. It was too much of a game. Then we have Silver. Silver was one from Bezier. I really enjoyed the One Night Ultimate Werewolf series, so I wanted to try Silver at the same time. I thought Silver's fine. I mean, they have a whole lot of games in the Silver line. I have heard from others that if you play more of them, it gets better. But a Silver on its own was fine. It wasn't particularly inspiring. It wasn't terrible. It was just a totally fine game. And then we have Allegory. Allegory was a series of 3 games from, actually I have another one over here. We have Enchanted Plumes over here, which we'll talk about soon. But Allegory I didn't particularly like from that series of 3 games. And then lastly we have Pipeline, which is well liked and well rated. For me, Pipeline did not work for me. I thought it was just too... I'd have to watch my review from back when, but I played it again. I was like, this feels like too much work to not get enough done, which is a complaint I've had against a lot of games. I like my Euros to be crunchy and hard, but not so hard that I feel I have to really, really work the entire game just to do that one thing by the end of it, and that's how I felt about Pipeline. From there we go to the category games that I liked but did not keep. We have a lot in this month. So October of 2020, there were a lot of games that I enjoyed, but they're not games I'm holding on to. There was USS Freedom, which is still not actually here. It was a prototype. I enjoyed it. I thought it was very quirky. Table space was too large, unfortunately. So it's a game that I felt was too much to get into, but I really enjoyed the actual gameplay of it, and I think it still does plan on delivering, even though it has been 5 years. We have a Fistful of Meeples. This is a fast little kind of Mancala style game. It's cute, it's fun, it's easygoing. Shadow Network was another crowdfunding campaign. Enjoyed it, thought it was pretty solid. The theme didn't really pull me in. The gameplay was fine. It hit all the right boxes without being a game I need to keep. We have Dinosaur Island. I enjoyed that, similar to Dinogenics from a year ago, I guess. 5 years later, I finally tried Dinogenics. Those two are often compared. But Dinosaur Island I played 5 years ago, October 2020. Again, enjoyed it without feeling the need to keep it. Twisted Fables is a lane battler. Love the art, love the theme, like the gameplay, but it's one of those games that's similar to what I said about Yomi. Those games work best when you are playing against people who are playing that same game again and again with you and really learn the characters. We have Tactiki. Tactiki was a fun little abstract game. I just have better abstract games, but it was a good one. Mass Transit was the 3rd game in this series. I really enjoyed Mass Transit. I think the art didn't really pull me in, but it was a fun little puzzle to go through. Again, didn't keep it, but ultimately it was a pretty solid game. Then we had Dominations Road to Civilization. This is a hard one. There were so many aspects. I really wanted to love this game. I hunted it down. Publisher, unfortunately, is no longer in business. This is Holy Grail, I believe. I believe it's Holy Grail. But Dominations, solid game. But there was, I think it was too long for what it was, but I did overall enjoy the puzzle. Then there's Dire Alliance Horror, another game that never delivered. There's a bunch of crowdfunding campaigns here that this is like, you know, going back to old school stuff. We have Dire Alliance Horror over here. Hey buddy, you want to go down for right now? We have Dire Alliance Horror. That one is, that was from Blacklist Games. Again, a game that never really delivered. It's a shame because the designers are very solid. There's David Thompson, Trevor Benjamin, very solid designer, very solid game. For me, I don't know if I played it, I enjoyed it. Whether or not I would keep it, I don't quite know yet. And then we have Quirky Circuits. Quirky Circuits was another fun little game, a little robot programming game. Also thought it was pretty solid, really enjoyed it. And that was in the category of games that I liked but did not keep. In the category of games I kept but then left, we have Herbaceous. Herbaceous is a solid little game from Pencil First. I held on to it for a few years, really enjoyed it, but ultimately over time, a lot of those games have left. And then lastly, we have 1775 Rebellion, which is a very solid war game, a team-based war game. You can play a 2-player too, but I think it works best as a 4-player team-based war game. It's a lot of fun. I think 1775 Rebellion is a lot of fun, as is 1812. Or did I play 1812? Or did I play the other one? There's a bunch of them. I think I played 1812 and 1775, and I prefer 1775, but I have not played all of them. Like, I haven't played 878 Vikings, which I've always wondered about. And then finally, lastly, in the category of games that I kept from 2020, there are still a few. We have Spirits of the Wild, which just came out with a reprinted edition of this one, so Spirits of the Wild. Then we have Enchanted Plumes over here, which I still enjoy this one. A very solid game from Calliope, from that series of Allegory, Mass Transit, and Enchanted Plumes. And then lastly, we have Creature Comforts, which is still here. The one that started, like, KTBG's line of that series, and Creature Comforts is one that my kids still play. I do wonder if it'll age out eventually, but for right now, they still enjoy the main games. Like Maple Valley and Creature Comforts are still games that hit the table. And that is basically where are they now for October of 2020. Wait, that's where are they now for October of 2025, going over the 2024 and 2020 games I played for the first time. Until next time, I'm Alex Radical from Board Game Co. I hope you enjoyed this video. I will be back with a recap video at some point of the missed months. And as always, and until next time, I hope you have a good one.